What's up, everyone? Here this new year, bringing you another We Talk Fitness podcast. Joined with a very good friend of mine, Mr. Wayne Bridge.
Happy New Year, 2018. Welcome.
Well, we've been meaning to get you on the show for quite a while now, so
Yeah, I've heard that.
yeah, you've heard that. So very happy to have him along.
Excited to be here.
Yes, I know you. We discussed it a little bit earlier, and we basically want to bring you guys some tips and advice in regards to your New Year's resolution. So everyone's gun ho this time of the year to basically begin or recommence a fitness routine so they can be a better version of themselves, whether it's to lose weight or just to be more active, increase energy levels, whatever that case may be. We love this time of the year because people get in that right mind frame to kind of get more active. So, we want to basically share with you some of our tips and goals and action items that are best going to allow you to kind of get started this 2018 on the best foot forward and accomplish those fitness goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let Wayne give you his one of his top ways and keys of how he gets his clients kind of focused and how he gets his clients achieving their fitness goals in this new year.
Yeah. So I guess one of the main things that we want people to realize is how much time it actually takes to change their body. So patience is a big thing when it comes to accomplishing your goals. Unless you have something happening in February or March.
Right.
And you have to put the pedal to the metal.
Which occurs all the time, right?
Of course, yeah. 6 weeks, I'm going on vacation. Oh my God.
March break. I got the kids off on March break. We're going to Florida.
Yeah, exactly. So there will be some people like that who have those very immediate goals that require a little bit more effort. However, on the grand scale, if you're thinking about a long-term thing, you really want to have patience in this because the human body, as amazing as it is, does take time to adapt. So if you go hard out of the bat and you expect to lose your 15, 20 pounds right off the start and don't see it by the end of January, you can't give up so quick. All right. So, give yourself some time, give yourself some patience, and understand that it will take some time to get there.
Right. Especially if you have like a weight loss goal, which most of us do coming out of the holidays. Yeah. Everybody wants to lose a few pounds, reduce their core. Yeah. And what happens, a lot of people get discouraged if they come out of the gates and they're losing weight. I mean, they're trying to lose weight and they don't see results. So exactly. Being patient is a very key action 100%. Mindset to have, correct?
Definitely.
I would say that goal setting,
yep.
As we talked about in our first episode, would be the second biggest key action item that we would want you guys to kind of apply. All right. Yes. So if you guys revert to the first podcast, we talked about, the SMART acronym and the best way to kind of establish those goals, right? So having specific, measurable, attainable, realistic goals. And I think when you apply being patient with that and you create a nice plan, you're going to be able to achieve better results and know realistically what you should be accomplishing, right? Mm-hmm. So with goal settings, you were saying earlier, Wayne, that without a goal
without a plan is just a wish.
Exactly.
And you want to set yourself up with some concrete things to apply. Which again, next tip is you want to hire a professional. To be honest with you, and without having to push, or whatever. But realistically, that's what we do. On a daily basis. We're professionals. We understand how to help people set up these goals, how to keep people in check with regards to what their effort looks like, and help them down the road and guide them the right way. And it's no secret that 80% of people who get started with personal training achieve their results 3 times faster.
Right.
So,
and for sure, we're big advocates of personal trainers, of coaches in the fitness industry, and we want to make sure that we promote our career and basically our services. Mm-hmm. But if you don't, there's a ton of free information out Absolutely. There. Reach out to us. We'd love to
this
talk.
Podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just listen to us every month,
week. Yeah, exactly.
And then. You'll get there eventually. Patience, right?
Right, exactly. So with that said, information, there's tons of it out there, right? It's just which one is going to be best applicable to you and your goals, mm-hmm. and which one is going to be most realistic in regards to your daily life and what is going to be attainable, right? You can't, if you want to do a fitness competition like we talked about in one of our podcasts before. The reality is that there's a lot of variables in that, and it's not for everybody. And sometimes people are given the illusion that you can do it, anybody can do it, when realistically we know it's not like that, right? What would you say, Wayne, would be one of the other areas of opportunity for people out there when beginning this new year with some really good fitness goals and beginning with the intention of getting out to the gym?
Some areas of opportunity is getting into the exercise world, really allowing yourself to feel what exercise can do for your body, and weight train and utilize the equipment in the gym. One of the things that a lot of people tend to do is a lot of cardiovascular exercise, which is fantastic. I love that, but that in combination with some weighted strength training, exercises are going to be the overall best results. Plus, you want to get yourself stronger. That's the goal of humans.
I think the reality with, to piggyback on your point there, is you want to have a fitness routine that targets all aspects of fitness. So strength training is very important. Strength training we do with all of our clients a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week, right? If they're not with us, we're giving them a specific workout to follow. But with that is we're also recommending on how much cardio they should do, what type of cardio, frequency, length, what machines they should use, high impact, low impact. There's so many different types of cardiovascular exercise routines that you can do. So we want to make sure that that's being followed upon. Then nutritionally, what do you do in nutrition?
Wow.
Right?
So that in itself is something different, but we're giving all these tips, and that's why this thing takes so long, because if you try to adjust your nutrition, try to get into the gym, try to do all this right off the bat in January, you don't get to it, or you don't make it happen right away, again, leads to some of the discouragement. So I do advise you to try to pick your spots and try to work at them little by little. So nutritionally, you want to just observe what you're eating.
Sure.
Be realistic with that. If you can't out-train a bad diet, so if you are in the gym and you're gung-ho with that, but then you're leaving out of the gym and you're eating poorly, or you're not eating the other spectrum, not eating enough, that could also create a detriment to or an effect in your goal attainment. So be conscious and start to be aware of what you're putting into your body. I like to do food journaling.
Yeah, so that would be probably the easiest way for somebody to begin, nutrition kind of protocol, right?
Yeah, old school, man. Just write it down. There's a lot of forms you can use online. We offer a very simple diet journal, but I have clients use just books and just write down what you eat at what times.
So what occurs when you do that, though, right, is the fact that now you're holding yourself accountable, right?
Yeah.
If you consistently have, a cookie here or a little piece of chocolate bar there, some chips over here, a pop there, as you're writing it down, it allows you to go back on that food journal and see, oh my goodness, I shouldn't be having this. Right. I have already treated myself,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. All those things add up.
And if you're working with a coach, a personal trainer, now you're allowing your trainer to really take a look at what you did, what you ate, and then give you some suggestions and guidance in regards to how to better that.
Yeah. On the nutritional scale too, with that is don't expect to be perfect. And we don't expect you to be perfect as well. We give you a plan, so there's some structure. However, it's the consistency over a period of time which is going to help you accomplish your goals. So if you follow an 80-20% rule, which is pretty common out there, you'll get results. If you follow a 90-10%, you'll get results quicker.
Right.
So it all depends on the effort you put in, but there's always that percentage of space where you're going to have a bite of a cookie. You have to expect that realistically, and that's okay. So don't beat yourself up if you do that, but just know that that's going to happen.
Right, for sure. And once again, that nutrition aspect of things is very important. So when we're looking at a exercise routine, that is balanced. So, like we said earlier, we're talking strength training, cardiovascular, nutrition. The other aspect of it that we want to basically address is your mobility, flexibility, stability.
Yeah.
So, accessory work.
Yes. That's one thing I would say most commonly under focused on when it comes to a training program. We put a lot of emphasis on that cardio and crushing that and then hitting the weights and just beating our bodies up. And then
Right.
where's the recovery? Where's the
Right.
healing? Right. And that plays such a huge factor in getting fresh into the gym and, feeling better, feeling capable, minimizing injuries.
That's exactly it, right? So injuries. Most people sometimes, they've been working out. They begin a really good strength training routine, and after 2 months, they're feeling a shoulder pain. They don't understand. They've been working out. You're moving. How am I feeling pains in areas that I never used to feel before?
Mm-hmm.
Then 3 months later, 4 months later, now it's turned into an injury,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's no prep work, there's no stability work, or there's lack of flexibility work, right?
Yeah.
And guys, the reality is that there's a ton of advancement in our industry. Going into the gym and grabbing that exercise, little unit, that they used to have, that Kaiser exercise unit,
Yes.
where you grab and you do the chest, the chest stretch, and you grab and you do the arm stretch, and then you go hit the weights. We're well above and past those years when it comes to stuff that you can do for prepping your body before beginning your exercise routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your deload days, right? So what does a deload day look like for one of your clients?
Well, basically, you're really scaling back on the intensity of your exercise. You can do the same movements, but you are doing maybe 50 to 60% of what you're regularly doing in terms
Right.
of weights, and you're really giving your an opportunity your body to continue to work, but to recover. Give your joints some freedom from lifting heavy or heavier.
Right.
And it's good mentally to go through a deload to kind of refocus and reattack a strength training program.
Yeah, because you're working on technical execution of
Yeah.
the movement.
Yeah.
Maybe you're working tempo. So
Yeah.
instead of getting in there and watching your traditional kind of big guy or me head just pump away at a bench, now
Yeah.
you can use a small percentile of that load and work it very slow and controlled, healthy for the joints, but at the same time activating, that tissue, right?
Yep.
So, and let's be honest, a lot of people also, when they do strength training, they go in there and they usually follow a high volume, high repetition, or high weight kind of hypertrophy bodybuilding style of workout.
Yeah.
There's so many protocols and so many different ways to actually do strength training that a lot of people sometimes are underutilizing. So if you need to, if you want a little bit more advice and a little bit more guidance with us, feel free to contact us at any point. We'd love to give advice and basically talk about periodization. What a 6-week hypertrophy phase should look like versus a 6-week strength phase versus a 4-week power phase. So there's
versus a second hypertrophy phase.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where you're doing something
So there's different formats. A lot of people sometimes wonder, it's like, oh my goodness, how are you seeing these great results? Well, there's a lot more strategy going behind the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So just to recap, our tip number 1 is to be patient. Start out this new year being patient. Okay, don't come out of the gates gun ho and expect to see all these crazy results and then get demotivated if you're not.
Right. I also saw a stat online that about 18% of the people who create New Year's resolutions only make it to June. Okay, 18% only make it to June. Okay, there's a lot of other people who don't make it to June.
Yeah.
So
I just saw recently that over half of the individuals who start a fitness routine in the new year only get past the second week of February.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got 100 people that by the second, third week of February, 50 already dropped off, and 5 months later, only 18 of them are actually still continuing that routine, right?
Those 50, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. So be patient. The second thing is goal settings. Okay, so set some goals. And the goals don't only have to be in the gym. The goals can be at home. Some simple things such as going to bed early or waking up at a specific hour every day. I know I religiously wake up every morning at 6 a.m. no matter what. I'm up at 6 a.m. Sometimes it's because of my kids. Sometimes it's because I got to get a workout in or because I just have to go to work. But if you religiously wake up at the same time, you're going to go to bed earlier and then you're maximizing your full day. Yourself, Wayne, what time are you usually up at every morning?
Depends. So I have some early clients, so sometimes I got to wake up at 4:30. But on the regular, I'm up about 5:30.
Yeah. right? So we're not telling everybody should be like this. If you're one of the individuals that right now wakes up at 9, 8:30, 9:30, whenever you feel like it, try to set some standards, set some goals, right? Hydration could be another goal. So
Right.
all in all, set many different types of goals other than just going to the gym or losing weight.
Right.
All those small little battles will win the big war, right? And then the third thing we've discussed just most recently is
Um,
um, um, um, so we got patience,
Yep.
goal settings, okay, and a proper plan that has different strategies towards it, right?
Right.
So not just strength training, not just cardiovascular, if you're balanced workouts, right? So you want to have balance, okay? So patience, goal settings, and balance. A lot of the times you have yoga, people who do yoga, and they're always doing yoga, and they're always in there, and there's phenomenal work, tons of balance, tons of core, endurance, tons of great stuff with the flexibility, stability, right? But it's one aspect of an overall balanced exercise routine. Okay, so there's some of those things that we want to make sure that you're also addressing is balance in your fitness routine, nutrition, strength training, cardio, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, all in all, the biggest thing that we want to make sure that you walk away with your New Year's resolution, though, the biggest thing of it all is just a lifestyle change. Okay, don't make fitness a hot spark thing every couple months, a couple times a year. Okay, set some ground rules so that fitness and healthy lifestyle living can be a part of your everyday life, right? And for that, we use a lot of different strategies with some of our clients. Of course, some of them are hiring us and they're paying us, a good amount of money for them not to forget about themselves and forget about their goals. But some simple ways that you can make sure that fitness is part of your life is join a gym. Okay, if you're paying for a gym membership, you're most likely going to go to a fitness facility.
Once you get that membership, schedule in the days you go to the gym.
Exactly.
When you sign up or go to the doctor and it's scheduled in there, you do not miss that appointment. Make that gym that similar priority, and then it'll start to work for you.
Yeah, and part of setting a goal is, and going back to setting a goal, is set yourself with something. Like if you have a vacation date, if you have maybe you've never ran a 5K, set a goal, right? That you want to do something by a given time because it's going to make you stay accountable to going to the gym. Get a friend. If you don't have a trainer, if you don't have somebody to go with, make sure you have a good support system at home, whether it's your spouse, your significant other, whoever the case may be. Make that part of your your hobby is going to the gym, right? So that, and it doesn't have to be hard. Most people associate fitness with hard work.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be like that. Like we said earlier, flexibility and mobility, it's not hard. You don't really get your heart rate elevated. You really aren't running or pushing extra amount of weights, but it's still part of overall fitness and a healthy lifestyle, right?
A lot of gyms, ours in particular, they offer complimentary assessments. So if you don't have an idea of where you sit and where you want to be, take advantage of once you sign up. Most gyms, like as mentioned, will sit you with a trainer who will take you through, a detailed assessment plan and sit down with you and give you some better focus on how to set up your goals based on how your body moves in the gym as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's always going to help kind of steer you in the right direction, right? And yeah, if you're going to look to hire a professional, make sure you hire a professional. Ask for those credentials, like we talked about in one of our podcasts before. Take a look at those credentials, that they're active, that they have multiple different areas of expertise. Don't just take their word for it. They should have some kind of documentation and paper certs or diplomas or degrees in the industry. Get testimonials, and whatnot, so that you can do your homework and do due diligence. Okay. So we really want to, as advocates of this industry and professionals in this industry, we really, commend you in trying to make fitness a priority in your life, and making this new 2018 a healthier, more fit you, as we like to say at our gym, a true you. So try to use some of these goals, okay, and don't try, actually do them. If you have a goal and you want to get healthier and you want to get more active, put them into action, okay. They're simple, they're basic, but most of the time that's where we have to start. Too many times we get ahead of ourselves and we think that there's that this specific approach is what's going to get you there, but yeah, that approach can be very complicated, right? A lot of times, just dieting as an example, they're going to give you this crazy diet that a bodybuilder would use, but yeah, you don't even have the fundamentals of what eating properly is like.
Yeah.
Right? You still drink pop, you still drink chips, so cutting those things out and really doing the basics first before you start on a diet would be the best approach. Same thing with this overall fitness. Let's just apply the basics first, get really good at the basics, and then you can look into more advanced methods of achieving your goals. Cool?
Yep.
So with that said, this is our New Year's resolution segment. We hope that you can move forward with this 2018 and be a better, healthier version of yourself.
Stay winning, fam.
Stay winning. That's right. Okay. Thanks, everyone.